And so one of my main thinkers is a French philosopher who kind of collated these together and gave us a rich panoply of what he calls spiritual exercises. Now, what I try to do in my book is I try to generate spiritual exercises for liberals, and I draw on John Rawls to do it, and I propose a whole set at the end of the book that we can talk about. We could do one. Do we want to do one?
Are we up for one?
Yeah,
yes, the room
right.
is up for one. Yep.
Okay. This one has, Rawls invents a million and one crazy concept. I work on French philosophy, and no French philosopher has ever invented as many crazy arcane terms as John Rawls. He just wins at that game. And so the one that I have in mind here is called the original position. Okay, close your eyes. Step one. Oh, no, find a comfy seat. Step one, done. Step two, close your eyes. Mark, you playing?
I'm in.
All right. Now, imagine that you're with a group of people. Picture 10 people in your head. And you've been given an assignment. Your assignment is to devise rules for your society. Very fundamental rules that will govern you. That's your job. That's the brief. So what are the basic moral principles that should govern your society? Now, here comes a crucial twist. Rawls says, imagine that you don't know anything about yourself. You don't know if you're a man or a woman. You don't know if you're black or if you're white. You don't know if you're religious or not. You don't know anything about your positionality. Now, Rawls says, try to come up with rules that would govern your society. What kind of rules would you choose? You don't know who you are. You have to come up with rules. And once you figure out the rules, you'll know who you are. That veil will be lifted. Mark, what'd you come up with?
Well, something about treat everyone fairly for who they are.
That's right. Why?
Because irrespective of who I am, people will treat me for who I am rather than who they might think I am.
That's a great liberal answer. That's perfect. So there's prudential reasons, right? On the one hand, if you don't know who you are and you just start to say, all rules will favor Alex in that society, and I lift up the veil and, oh no, I'm not Alex. That's a terrible move. So on the one hand, you would do it out of prudence. But on the other hand, you do it because you want to start to think about justice and the fundamental moral commitments outside of our positionality. You and I, we're white dudes, we're up here, and we are just a constellation of certain kind of positional accidents of who we are. And I think if we step back for a second, we really don't think that those should, in fundamental ways, skew how we think about justice. And so what Rawls asks us to do is to try to get a little bit of neutrality, a little bit of distance from all that, and think outside of our subjective kind of makeup in order to think about what your commitments might be. And that's a spiritual exercise. We just did one. And you can do it on the fly. Next time you're suffering in line at Kohl's and you're like, oh my God, this is a slow death. You can think to yourself, take a step back and just chill out. Stop asserting your inner Karen here that wants to jump to the front of the line all the time and just get some relief from that. And that is not just a good thing to do, it's a happy thing to do.